Hey everyone, gonna keep this intro short because today I'll be discussing and giving my predictions on who could leave in Animatic Battle 4. This will work basically in the same way as my episode 3 predictions where I discuss the order of safety and why that character might be safe. The teams for today are Grant Swag and Object Fool as both of their sunflower seeds got destroyed. No bias obviously, as I'm focusing solely on what the characters have done and not my opinion. So, without further ado, let's start with... As you remember, Object Fool lost first in the challenge because Bioluminescence told Cane's Cup to water the sunflower with citric acid, which is why we will tackle them first. And speaking of Cane's Cup, I'm saying he's first safe here. No bias because he's my favorite in the show, but he's safe first because he's loads of people's favorites and not just mine. Competed in Object Fool, which will give him an advantage, and some might also find him funny from his stupidity he displays sometimes, like in episode 3. Anyway, I feel as if Demon Core will be safe next for one big reason. The arc he will be in with Nebula Void, Don't, and Mushroom. This arc has gained him a lot of fans, and existing fans already love Demon Core because of how jolly he is and also because British accent just goes hard. P is safe too, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was first or second safe either. This is mainly because, once again, P has a lot of fans like me who absolutely love how aggressive and angry he gets because it can create for some really hilarious moments, and along with that, P has shown some great leading skills compared to some other characters in Animatic Battle. For the fourth safe, a lot of you might disagree, but I actually think it'll be Cher. I've seen a lot of people saying Cher's in trouble for this elimination, but I highly doubt he's leaving. Cher got a lot of screen time this episode, from frolicking to just being a joyful fellow with his peers, and on top of that, also has a bonus of being an OG cast member. I would say the first one safe on the bottom half of the team is Mushroom. The reasons are basically the same as Demon Core with the arc he's in, but some people like how mysterious he is and find that the powers Mushroom have are cool. Despite losing an unbelievable amount of voters this episode, Bioluminescence should be able to make it by this elimination as well. They become quite hated by some fans because they directly cause their team to lose, just because they like dying things. But some fans have found this absolutely golden, which is why they voted for Bioluminescence. The bottom two here is Hives and Don't. Hives is here because he has barely gotten any screen time outside of the first half of episode 1, so therefore can be quite forgettable. And Don't is just here because a lot of people just do not care about them, seeing as they didn't do anything up until episode 3 despite being an OG cast member. And a lot of you will disagree with me in the comments, but despite being involved in Nebula Void's arc, I still think Don't is going to leave here for the reasons I listed. I wouldn't be surprised if Don't survives though, as I've seen plenty of comments saying how Don't is quite interesting and hope that they survive. Here's one more list of the order of safety on Object Fool. Since B-Block's attempt at sabotaging Grant Swag and outsmarting Notepad succeeded, their sunflower seed fell off a cliff and got destroyed, which is why they lost. And speaking of Notepad, it is so incredibly obvious that Notepad is going to be the first safe on Grant Swag. And do I even need to explain why this is the case? After episode 3, Notepad has basically gotten an unbelievable increase in fans for trying to fight off B-Block and just how badass they were this episode. And the fan favorites continue, as Acid is obviously safe here as well. He's been a fan favorite since the start of the show, and people just love his will to help out his team and how funny he can be sometimes, especially with his running gag where he gets offended at every minor inconvenience. The bronze medal for safety goes to Bush and a Pot. The two of them got quite a good amount of screen time this episode and really made an effort to help grow the sunflower seed and fight off B-Block. BIAP also has their unique design going for them, which gives them bonus points as well. From here on out, it's going to be a bit harder to predict who will be safe next, but out of the 5 we have left, I think Chocolate Milk Carton will come out on top as the 4th safe. I've seen a pretty small following for them, and fans might like how sensible they are as they're pretty chilled out in general, and also how they look out for others, seeing as they operate the recovery microwave most of the time. Moving on, I've surprisingly seen a few people who think Sibable is leaving or is going to be in the bottom 2, but I just don't think that's the case. Don't get me wrong, I don't think she's 100% safe, but I think he's going to survive this extermination because her and Notepad share voters, and Sibable is just such a jolly fellow, which might make people want to save him as well. Now, I would say the bottom 3 we have left all have a fair chance of being exterminated. However, I think that Juicebox might escape the bottom 2 in this scenario. Despite some people finding them annoying, others appreciate the leadership and team skills that Juicebox has, like telling Cher to go away and protecting their seed before it got stolen from B-Block. And I'm not even going to make this bottom too dramatic because we all know who I and many others think will be out, and that's Nacho. Silly Straw might be a bit forgettable to some, but at least he has a unique voice and design, and also got a little mini feature at the end of episode 1 and beginning of episode 2. Name me one thing Nacho has done besides his pathetic attempt to protect his team in the most recent episode. Exactly, you can't. Nacho has had loads of opportunities to do things or contribute to not just Grant Swag, but the show as a whole, and yet rarely does anything. So that's why I, and honestly most people, think that Nacho is going to be out in episode 4. Here's one last look at my list and predictions for the order of safety on Grant Swag. I hope you enjoyed my second prediction on the channel. I do hope I get more right this time, as I got less than 3 things right on my predictions for episode 3, and let me know if you have anything you would like to discuss in the comment sections about said prediction, as I know there will be some disagreements and also some agreements too. Thank you all so much for watching, thanks for 1,500 subs, and I hope you enjoyed the video.